Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Thiel, and I'm the author of 2012 and the Rise of the Secret Sect. If you're watching this YouTube video, I presume you're interested in either 2012, Catholic prophecies, or both, and perhaps how they get together. In the next few minutes, I'm going to try to explain a little bit about that to hopefully answer some of your questions. Now, I personally own at least 30 volumes of Catholic and Orthodox prophecies, and a lot of these prophecies foretell of this time. As a matter of fact, a Catholic saint by the name of Malachy from Ireland actually had a vision in 1143 AD where he claimed to learn or to see the final 112 popes. And he came up with a listing, and he listed something in Latin about each of these particular leaders, much of which have been fulfilled by many of the previous popes. Now, I should caution people that with this particular list, it does include some antipopes. So it could mean that the last pope is expected to be an antipope, which is what I tend to think. Now, you may not know this, but according to the Malachy list, Pope Benedict XVI is number 111 on that list, and there's only one left. If that list is intended to be complete and that is fulfilled, the next pope will be the last pope, and he's likely to rise sometime near or after 2012. Now, Catholics have a lot of prophecies that span many centuries. Both the Greek Orthodox and the Roman Catholics have prophets who have said that toward the time of the end, Catholics will become lax in their religion. This is going to upset God. He will institute something that they call a minor chastisement, which basically seems to mean that civil unrest will occur in Europe, perhaps the destruction of Paris, some cities in Germany, and perhaps even in Italy and Rome itself. But that this will lead to military leaders rising up. One of these military leaders is prophesied to establish a new order within Catholicism, a new religious order. Well, that's not that far-fetched, as even my great aunt established a new religious order within Catholicism. But this order won't be like my aunt's. Hers was a beneficial order. She tried to help people. This particular order will essentially be militaristic, even though it will have public benefactory services such as visiting people in hospitals and whatever. And this particular leader will attempt to change the Catholic religion. So much so that Catholic prophecies warn that some of the French clergy and perhaps other clergy members will be offended by this leader. However, apparently, a pope, the current pope or the next pope, will say it's okay and crown this individual the head of the revised Holy Roman Empire. So far, many Catholics seem to think this is a good thing. But what many don't realize is what this emperor is supposed to do. Specifically, there are many prophecies that suggest he's going to lead to the destruction of the English-speaking peoples. That would be those in the United States, United Kingdom, and probably also Australia, New Zealand, and those places. Now, before I read some Catholic prophecies, I do need to warn everyone that when some of these prophecies were written, the country known as England didn't actually exist. So the prophecies had translations, and we believe these are referring to the English-speaking peoples of this day. For example, here's one from Catholic Saint Columcille from 597. He wrote, "The English will dwindle into a disreputable people and shall be forever deprived of power." He also wrote, "The English will be defeated. They shall be harassed by every quarter. The English afterwards shall dwindle down to a disreputable people." A Catholic Mother Shipton in the 16th century said, "The time will come when England shall tremble and quake. London shall be destroyed forever, and then York and London and the kingdom will be governed by 3 lords appointed by a great royal monarch." It's the same monarch, I think, that we were talking about earlier. A Catholic Saint Edward in the 11th century said, "The extreme corruption and the wickedness of the English people has provoked the anger of God, and what will result in this will be that wicked spirits will punish them and afflict them with great severity." A Catholic Saint Cadaldus of Tarantino, around 500 AD, wrote, "The great monarch is going to be at war till he is 40 years old. He will conquer England and the other island empires," and that presumably would include Australia and New Zealand. A Franciscan friar of Mount Sinai in the 19th century wrote that England will become the scene of great cruelties. He thought that Ireland and Scotland would invade England and destroy it. Others have felt that Scotland would not be involved. A Catholic writer in the 20th century, Desmond Birch, wrote that it's interesting to note that the national government of England is foretold to have no role in the return of England to Roman allegiance, because many Catholics believe that will happen. As a matter of fact, a number of prophecies specifically state that England will be re-evangelized by the French and Irish after England suffered a terrible, specific chastisement. So these are involving England, but what about the United States? Well, here are a couple that seem to suggest the United States. Werner de L'Otrante in the 13th century said the great monarch, during his time, all the sects will vanish. That's all religions other than this final changed version of Catholicism. And the capital of the world will fall. The great monarch will come. So we see a prophecy talking about the capital of the world, which could be the United States. Furthermore, there have been some Marian apparitions that have suggested the same thing. For example, on November 15, 1990, a Catholic priest, Gobi, said the following, that Mary spoke about the great trial coming to the United States for all humanity. The Blessed Mother specifically mentioned the United States will know the hour of weakness and of poverty, as well as the hour of suffering and defeat. The thunder of God's justice will have arrived. America will know poverty and defeat. And there are also other Catholic prophecies that suggest the United States will be defeated. Now, while some Catholic writers seem to think that this is a good thing, that they're going to have a leader who's going to rise up and destroy the English-speaking peoples, no Catholic that I've spoke to, at least American Catholics, thinks this is a good thing. And I don't think it's a good thing as well. But these things are prophesied to come to pass, and many of these Catholic and Orthodox prophecies are consistent with biblical prophecies that warn about a time when a militaristic leader is going to rise up. He's going to worship a God his fathers did not know. And other Catholics have suggested that this person will somewhat change the Catholic religion. And it really sounds a lot like this great monarch. If you want to learn more about what's going to happen in 2012 and thereafter, as well as how Catholic, biblical, Byzantine, Islamic, and other prophecies tie together, please go to our website, www.thesecretsect.com.